taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
Yeah, but yeah, speaking of defense though, yeah, this next fight had little of that shit, like none. Like, or it had
Zero
some
defense
for a minute, but then they'd go back to rocking, socking robots again.
And it's funny you said Rock'em Sock'em Robots because that ring was about the size of the damn Rock'em Sock'em Robots ring.
Yeah.
Yo, they was fighting in a goddamn like suitcase. That little ass ring.
Yeah, of course we're talking about a new Fight of the Year candidate in Luis Nery and Azat Hovhannisyan, aka Crazy A.
Yeah, Hovhannisyan was throwing. They were both throwing some hands.
Yeah, I like it was basically an exercise in fucking brutality. Like it was just like, honestly, I didn't understand how the fuck them cats were taking the type of shots they were taking. Crazy A threw everything. Crazy A threw like the fucking kitchen sink at him. Like I didn't think Nery would. Nery was taking them well though.
Crazy A threw the kitchen sink, and Nery threw the bathroom sink. They were just throwing sinks at each other. Like
yeah. But Nery started busting dude up. Like those left hands that Nery was throwing at him, like first it was one eye, then it was both eyes. And then, Crazy A, this motherfucker was smiling like the fucking Joker every time he was getting lit up. And then he started firing back. And then Nery still showed that he still had a weakness to the body. Like every single time Crazy A went to that body, you can see like Nery was just like, fuck. Like, what is it with these body shots with some of these cats? Like, damn, like, it used to be before, like, you see, like, some of these fighters used to be able to take some serious body punishment.
Bubble guts, it's that lack of dieting, like that horrible food. You eat that horrible food, them bubble guts will catch up to you.
Well, obviously, because Nery does have a whole history with PEDs and wrong weight and shit like that. But like, nigga, I was just like, God, like it was like Jesus Christ, like every single. It was like Nery. You can see him taking the deep breaths. You can see something. Like he
don't look as good as the meat. Like the way Sergio Mora was going off on. Like I thought I was looking at them regular ass Nery, but Sergio Mora was trying to convince everybody that was prime Mark Too Sharp Johnson, Pacquiao, Lomachenko. Everybody wrapped in one.
Yeah, because the only difference was, because Nery on some of the rounds, he'd give Crazy A some movement or whatever, but sooner or later he'd reserve back to form. Yeah, I admit, Nery
backing up in a straight line, getting hit with 2 1s and 1 2s.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, because there's no way Nery was doing anything like that when Crazy A was still fighting. Like Crazy A, the punch stats were close. And it wasn't like, Crazy A was lighting dude up. Like, it wasn't like, that's why I was just, Mora was like, it's not crazy, but I guess, it's like maybe, I don't know, they might have probably sparred before in the past. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, no, Mora was, I get it. Mora was probably like really, like, the fight was capturing everybody. And, but yeah, no, Nery, it was completely 50-50. Like, they were both dealing out a lot of punishment on each other. Like, and Crazy A, and the funny thing is too is like after some time, the corner for Crazy A was like wasn't even giving him no type of strategy. It's like do it for whoever, and then keep fighting. That was the strategy that I was hearing from that corner. And like the fight, and honestly, I thought the fight was getting closer and closer until finally, I think Nery lands another left hand that has this nigga moonwalking to the ropes, and he's smiling too. And then Nery then crushed him with another left hook that sent him down. And truthfully, that fight probably should have been stopped at that point. But the referee, Crazy A got up or whatever, and then Nery unloaded dude.
Referee heard all the Lee Wood complaints on Twitter.
But something too, I also thought that round kind of prematurely ended because I could have sworn there was like 20 seconds left or something like that when Nery dropped dude. And then all of a sudden like the bell rings like ding ding ding. I was just like, what the fuck? Like I honestly truly thought that the round got cut short in that way. Because I was like, wait a minute, this seemed like there was ample time. But even then, Crazy A, when the bell did ring, Crazy A was probably one punch away from getting stopped anyways because he wasn't returning any fire. And I'm thinking to myself, like, he's all busted up and everything like that. But Nery though in round 11, he put the exclamation point on him, and at the time they weren't even moving. Like they just stood in front of each other, one punch at a time, and then Nery lands like 2 left hands, and Crazy Ass starts smiling again, and then the referee's like, nah, okay, bro, you done for the night. You absolutely done. So like, yeah, no, that shit was brutal. And then shout out to Pilot because Pilot actually got the prediction spot on.
Salute.
Yeah, he got the round and everything, and that was after me and P shamed him and changing his pick.
Man, y'all be little brother in that nigga.
Well, because he picked a decision. I'm like, this is not going. Or hold up, that Crazy Nery was not winning a decision. He was going to knock him out.
Yeah, but
the way they was fighting shit, it almost felt like he was going to go to the decision at one point. Like,
yeah, honestly,
niggas were getting dented.
Yeah, it truly did, because I was thinking to myself, like, man, we're in round 11 and these guys are still training the way they're training. Because honestly, I was waiting for Nery to fade, because there were times where Nery was fading, but he'd come back like strong, you know. But yeah, the Crazy just took way too much punishment, you know, by that time. So I'm not even arguing with the stoppage too. I mean, I would have loved to see Crazy put one more effort, but at that point, at that particular time, I think someone said it was like a brain cell holocaust at that point. Like you had to save him from himself. Like it was needed, because like dude had like his face was like a mask of pain. So like I'll give like Nery his props. Like Nery, you know, because obviously for all the bad things that he's done, like this was like, you know, this kind of like redeems him. You know, like in a way, but yeah, Mara needed to calm down, like he was watching some sort of like Sweet Pea-ish like performance. Like no, like
yeah, like dude, like, chill.
Yeah, like the only thing I got from that fight from Nery is if he faces Monster is going to body him. There's no doubt in my mind. Monster will body him. Like, you know, it's not gonna be a thing. Whereas, although Fulton may have a little bit of a, you know, Fulton would have to be careful with him, but Monster.
Man, Fulton beats the shit out of Nery. The fuck.
Well, like I said, because it's only because Fulton, you know, he's chinny, you know, he's a little chinny, so that's the thing. Like he gets tagged by Nery, I can see him moonwalk.
Nah, Fulton's not chinny, man.
No, yeah, stop.
How? Yo, hold on, wait. How the fuck is Fulton chinny?
Because
Did we not watch the Figueroa fight?
We got Figueroa.
Nigga, that's Brandon Figueroa. Dude, look.
The only two
if Mike Tyson wobbles somebody a bunch of times and they still go the distance, I'm not gonna say a guy's skinny.
I mean, that's still a question mark, nigga. Like the nigga was he was getting hurt too many times for me. I mean, Brandon Fulton fired back.
I feel you. I agree with him being hurt too many times. Hell, I picked him to win the fight, and I had Figueroa beating him. I had Fulton losing that fight clean.
The only two people I've seen hurt in any way, shape, or form Fulton was Figueroa, and I think Adam Lopez like kind of buzzed him at one point in their fight. Other than that, I've never seen him hurt.
Yeah, like, and he always kind of recovers well. He knows how to fight safe. He knows how to recover. So I ain't gonna call Fulton like Corey Spinks is more like when I hear somebody who's chinny, who could get dropped but could still survive some big punches every now and then type of guy. Fulton's not. I wouldn't call Fulton chinny. Adam Lopez and Figueroa could fucking punch.
Right, and so can Nery. That's the thing. Is like, I mean, Nery would still. I mean, he would still have to be careful with Nery. But yeah, I mean, I would think that Fulton will box a shit out of him. But I mean, I wouldn't think that Fulton would.
He might stop Nery. Actually,
he'll dog walk Nery. Like, what are we talking about?
Nery ain't got the damn stamina for dude. Like,
well, I'm not saying that Nery will beat dude, but I'm saying that Fulton still have to be careful because Nery carries his power late. You know, so it's like, I mean, Nery can buzz him. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's gonna beat the dude, but
he's gonna carry his power late. But he's like he's not gonna land that much on Fulton. Fulton's gonna take away a lot of the things that Nery does well. Like he dog walks him, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
and he loses to Figueroa again if Nery tries to rematch that. So I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see that. Like Nery's cool, he's good, but I don't know. He just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I mean, Nery's probably one of those guys, right? I mean, because I know because in the post-fight interview, like, you see a trainer, he was applying like ice to his arm and shit like that. I mean, like Nery took a lot of punishment, so I mean, to put him in the ring with either the winner of Monster Fulton, Nery's gonna be in for a long night. Like Monster just cut his water off early.
Hell, Aleem would spark Nery. Aleem would spark Nery. Like, what are we talking?
I think so too, yo.
I mean, if anything, like I'd say Nery might want to fight Akhmadaliev.
That's his best chance because Akhmadaliev.
Yeah, that's about an even fight.
Yeah,
and I still think Akhmadaliev is better.
Yeah, but dude has kind of been way a bit too inactive and too injured all the time. So like, yeah, that would be a good fight though for sure. But Nery though, adding himself, I mean, I know for most people, Nery and Hovhannisyan is pretty much fight of the year so far. Do you guys agree with that? And this is like the fourth one.
Yeah, it's up there. It's definitely up there for a fight of the year.
I mean, obviously we've had better
level. You got about 3 fight of the year so far.
Yeah, you're saying it's only February.
Yeah, we have Better Beef Yard, we have Navarrete, Wilson, and then we have Serrano Cruz. Those are the fight of the year so far.
I think I would slightly put Better Beef Yard above Nery and Crazy A. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, and funny thing is too, because I remember arguing with somebody in the comments for Better Beef Yard. Someone was really arguing that Better Beef wasn't getting hurt or tagged like that, and I'm thinking to myself,
that's not true. Yeah,
I was like, you see this motherfucker's face? Like, I mean, Better Beef didn't run through Yard like he used, it wasn't like Joe Smith where like, okay, obviously if I said it for Joe Smith, I'd be like lying. I'd be like, yeah, stop that. But no, Better Beef got tagged a lot by Yard, and he just
that was the most I ever seen Better Beef get hit and hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So people were just like, no, stop it. It wasn't like that. Yeah, Better Beef won. Yeah, and that it's cool, but he still got tagged more than he should.
Because people still want to go with that narrative that Yard was like super overmatched and Better Beef was supposed to just wipe his ass with him. Since it didn't happen, people are trying to just walk it back like, yo, he was never hurt. He dominated him. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. I mean, the fact that
I don't know what it is about that fight. Like Yard doesn't even come across as a hateable person.
Well,
so I don't know why so many people.
His trainer,
yeah. But come on, like the way niggas is getting that Yard for that performance and not trying to give him credit, I don't know. It just don't sit right. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Yard fan too, but I think Yard Yard, redeemed himself with that performance because he wanted it, and hell,
like honestly, like it was like he had two halves. Like he got the Arthur performance, like, and I'm like, okay, like, like I respect him making righting that wrong, like, okay, and the way he did it, knockout, okay.
Right.
Then he had to go against another Russian, and I'm like, okay, because like that. I guess that's one thing. Damn, the UK and Mexico got in common. They need to stop Russia.
Right.
Because I don't want Mexico to start getting all cocky because they keep picking on the UK. Like, nah, y'all got your own bullies to deal with, nigga. Like, chill.
Exactly. But and funny thing too, because these fight of the years, like after we had like a pretty much a quiet fourth quarter for 2022, where I don't think there was no fight of the years or anything close to it, because like the fights we thought we were gonna be fight of the years were all kind of like were duds for the most part.
Yeah, they were mid of the years.
Yes. Exactly. And now literally like we're having weeks in a row where we're getting like fight of the years. Like this is crazy too. And this one, I mean, we all said, Nery and Hovhannisyan will probably be one, but like, yeah, they beat the shit out of each other, like, and Golden Boy probably needs fights like that because, like, I mean, the card was mid really until that particular fight, and that fight.
It was like the weakest Golden Boy card I could remember.
Yeah, like I mean,
and I didn't even see the whole card.
Yeah, and another thing too, Shane Mosley Jr. Like, I'm sorry, like. That dude does not have it. As much as I admire him wanting to do the boxing shit, Shane Mosley Jr. just doesn't. I don't know. There's a disconnect.
Well, why you look like he regressed again? Like
he did.
At one point,
he did because he did.
Oh my God, like at one point, like it seemed like he finally turned the corner, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like on the contender, it looked like he turned the corner. I mean, outside of that loss to Brandon Adams where he got his ass beat, like that. But I'm
talking about after the contender. I'm talking about around the time he got robbed against Jason Quigley.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like before that, and a little after that, Rosado, like he's been looking like he turned the corner.
Right. And
it's like, okay, like now the little bit I seen from the other day, I'm just like, what the fuck? Who is this kid?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like his punching was like, I mean, it seemed like he was overly defensive and eventually not even being defensive enough because the jobber that he was in was tagging him late, was tagging him in the last 4 rounds.
He felt like he wasn't sure of himself or something.
Yeah, I know there was like, and I was like, yo, you should be beating this dude up. Like, like he hasn't fought in like, and how long? Like not close to Lozano. I mean, they're about to give him a mercy stoppage because Lozano was like, because they said, Lozano, do you want to continue to fight? And he was like, oh, okay, I will, because he wasn't beaten enough. Like, if you beat a nigga hard, you beat a nigga enough, he'll want out of the fight. It's like,
yeah. See, it's not only when you just beating him enough. See, to make somebody quit, you gotta take hope away. Yeah. You gotta, the type of punches you hit him with, the type of power, the hurt, the selection, all of that has to take hope away. Each punch is just despair piling up and up until they can't take no more. Right. They don't have to be asked, do you want to continue? No, they'll fucking scream it from the top of their lungs that they want to quit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the fact that Lozano was actually able to muse it over a little bit and say he wanted to continue. Yeah, his ass wasn't beaten enough. No. Like
that was a walk in the park. Like, hey,
yeah.
You want to go down the street and get some chili dogs? He's like, yeah. Yeah. Like that was just nothing. Like this nigga said he even halfway mused it over. Like he was.
I'm serious.
You got away with words, nigga.
Yeah, I'm serious. Same message. Like honestly, like he just needs to stop. Like be a trainer or whatever the fuck. Like this game is not for him anymore. Because like there was some serious regression in there. Like oh yeah, he felt like he didn't know what he
regressed like 4 fights. Jeez.
Yeah, it's like,
yo, hold on, yo, let this nigga be an actor. Like real talk. Like get behind the scenes, do some fight choreography for boxing, do some boxing shit. Like be a villain, goon, henchman. I don't know, man. Like he get some acting lessons. He probably could be a main character or some shit. Like
and
he got the genetics.
Yeah, and Pilot's comments right now. Speaking of no defense, Munguia would stop Shane Mosley Jr. Hell yeah, it would be brutal. Like, Shane Mosley doesn't move his hands. Jr. doesn't move his hands enough to stop Munguia. Like, that's exact. And then Shane Jr. gassed out. Yeah, he sure as hell did. He gassed out in that fight too, and struggled with the dude he ain't fought in 4 years. Yeah, it's all true. Yeah, like, like someone like that should never be
4 years.
4 years. Yeah. It's like and first of all, that should never be a co-main in any sort. But I get it was supposed to be like probably a highlight because they were fighting in dude's hometown. But yeah, if we had to grade that shit, I'd give that shit like a solid D. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. Mosley Jr. Like someone he needs to get his shit together. But yeah, like going to acting, going to personal training, like. Yeah, the game's not for him. I just don't see it. Like, if you're regression now,
dude, you got the look. Like, do something. Like, you got the look, the skills, the name. Do something with it. Like, if you're not you're gonna keep regressing like this, because you know how hard it was to convince Pat that you improved a couple fights ago.
I'm saying
that's never gonna happen again. Like, we tried. Like, that's it. Like, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like, be a pilot, cat, try no more.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you can't be struggling with this level of fight, and he's fighting at 168. So it's not like he's fighting in the division that he can get his,
dude's punch good enough to knock your shit loose.
Exactly, Munguia or even fucking Beck the Bully or whatever. Like these niggas will like you put them in there, they'll knock them into next week. Like, nah,
dude, you didn't get me in. That's a fight right there. That's the fight to see who's really serious. Shane Mosley Jr. or Beck the Bully. Yeah, you don't even have to get the fucking Munguia.
And although they'll probably will give him Munguia because it's like, yeah, there's only so much you can do with him, because since Munguia doesn't want to get the serious fights that he could easily make, or but
if I was Munguia, I wouldn't take a Mosley fight because I feel like that would probably be the fight where Mosley just shows up again.
Right.
Like also like my dad made a career about beating pressure fighting Mexicans. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I gotta do this one for dad. Like I don't know. Like just like with the Joey Spencer and the Ramos fight, like that'll be the fight Joey Spencer kind of shows us up. Like so that's definitely if I was betting, I'd be betting on both guys.
Right, exactly. No, but it's just disappointing because like you want to root for Shane Mosley Jr., but it's just like, it's just now I just like throw my hands up on him. Like, yeah, he's gonna fight on, but it's not gonna be pretty. I mean, I don't see it because he's in his 30s too. It's not like he's a 20-year-old. He's not like, like the window for him to improve is closing. Like, he's not. I mean, he's 32 years old. Like, he should be in his prime right now. Like, he's not. And I don't even know.
With a full boxing identity, and talking about potential title fights. Like,
I mean, he has 23 fights. Like, he's been fighting. He's fighting as a pro for 9 years. Like this, like it's enough. Like, you got to do something because, like a brutal knockout. I think probably the only thing he's inherited from his father is he has a chin. So it's like but that's not necessarily a good thing for someone who fights how he does, though. But yeah, Mosley Jr. Yeah, you might want to find something else though. But shout out to for Nery and Hovhannisyan for a great fucking scrap. Because this shit gave me a minor boxing high because they were because it was brutal. Thankfully both guys. I mean they went to the hospital. But thankfully there was no further damage to each other. So at least I know. So at least I don't feel guilty about the boxing high that I got from that fight. But Golden Boy,
that's definitely a good fight, good weekend of boxing. Yeah,
the Golden Boy though is going to have to really work on its undercards more now because I don't want them to fall into like great main event, and then the rest of the card is on some like jobber shit. Like nah, like
it only works because the main event was a fight of the year. It wasn't even a good main event. It had to be a fight of the year level.
Right, yeah, exactly, and reportedly, I think that was like one of the final matches from their longtime matchmaker was Roberto Diaz, who had left Golden Boy. So yeah, Golden Boy's gonna go into a new matchmaking era soon enough. So yeah, but Oscar better improve the quality of his cards. Like
he was better than co-mains, like Shane Mosley Jr. as your co-main, like
yeah. I mean, unless if you put him in, you gotta put him in there with a fighter that's that's actually fought recently. Like not a fighter for 4 years. I mean, if you're putting in there on some showcase, he's gonna drop him. That failed. Like, don't put Mosley in a co-main unless he's fighting like a named fighter. Like, not a guy who hasn't fought in 4 fucking years. Like, no, that's unacceptable.
What y'all doing?
But yeah, it was a good weekend of boxing. And then we